Sorry to interrupt your run. You're probably in the zone, but with Simply Right checking from Santander Bank, you can waive the monthly fee by completing one transaction each month. Click the banner or find out more at santanderbank.com/simple.
Qualifying transactions do not include fees, rebates, and adjustments posted by Santander. Santander Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and an executive job search coach. Welcome. And I'll simply say that in the work that I do with people, they're used to asking the questions, and here I want to make sure you understand the idea behind a behavioral interview question. I don't think answering these questions are particularly difficult, but I'm offering an idea for how to really approach it most effectively. Hope you find it helpful, and I hope you give the show 5 stars in iTunes or Stitcher. It does help other people discover the show. And if you're not an exec, if you don't want to work with me one-on-one, JobSearchCoachingHQ.com is a great vehicle to help you do it because I have the best of my information there. Plus, you can ask me questions through the site. We can schedule short calls for me to answer your questions. Now, let's get going. Today, I want to talk with you about the best, most effective way to answer those tricky behavioral interview questions that get asked on job interviews. You can recognize them because basically, from the employer standpoint, they're trying to see how you handled situations in the past. Not what you know, but what you did. The kind of situations that you faced, how you handled them. They're tricky because so often people become modest and understated, or they're completely unprepared to answer them. And the questions invariably start off with a scenario. Tell me about a time when you. Describe a situation where you. Stuff along those lines. And suddenly people get this false modesty. And they talk about what their group did. They talk about what their manager did. They talk about everyone except using I statements. You know, I did this, I did that. And you don't want to sound boastful, but you want to paint a tapestry for them. You want to basically get the canvas, the paint on the canvas in a way that describes the situation that you faced. And the methodology is called the STAR method, but you describe the situation, that's the S in STAR, that you faced. And you do it with some depth that really paints the picture of the situation that you faced. And then you start looking at the task that was ahead of you. Perhaps it was assigned to you. Perhaps it's something that you figured out needed to be done. So that's the T in STAR. The action that you took. You know, what was it that you actually did? Were there any bumps in the road that you faced that you had to overcome? And you know, it could be difficulties with a user. It could be colleagues who you had to persuade to get on board with the program. Whatever it was, you talk about the actions that you took and what the result was. Now, to me, results are invariably about outcomes, and outcomes are about money saved, money that you helped an organization earn where that's possible. If not, you talk in terms of delivering this fantastic result beyond everyone's expectations that caused you to receive incredible praise. Now, if you don't really have a situation like that, well, I'm not saying concoct it, but you basically have to be prepared to talk about situations where you handled a crisis, where you had to problem solve in a unique way, where what you did made a significant financial contribution. Think big picture here. And then as you talk about it, again, you can start off, as I always say, with a little bit of theater. Wow, that's a great question. There was this time about a year ago when and then you describe the situation. So again, that's the situation that you faced. And I had my boss asked me to do such and such. So, and again, you can paint the picture of your manager coming to you and describing in detail or not what needed to be done. the action that you ultimately took, and what the result was of that, preferably in terms of money saved or money earned for your organization. And then if you want to put a cherry on it, you talk about what you learned from this situation, from the problems that you faced, and how you overcame them. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you do, I want to encourage you, come join me at JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. That's my site with curated information from around the web that I've developed in podcast, video, articles. All my books and guides to job hunting appear on the site, all for one price. And I also want to encourage you, give the show 5 stars in iTunes, please. I have a link in the show notes. It's going to help other people discover the show and help them anymore. So I'll be back tomorrow with more. In the meantime, have a great day. Take care.
Sorry to interrupt your run. You're probably in the zone, but with Simply Right checking from Santander Bank, you can waive the monthly fee by completing one transaction each month. Click the banner or find out more at santanderbank.com/simple.
Qualifying transactions do not include fees, rebates, and adjustments posted by Santander. Santander Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Sorry to interrupt your run. You're probably in the zone, but with Simply Right checking from Santander Bank, you can waive the monthly fee by completing one transaction each month. Click the banner or find out more at santanderbank.com/simple.
Qualifying transactions do not include fees, rebates, and adjustments posted by Santander. Santander Bank, N.A. member FDIC.